Hello everyone, welcome to Danny Designs. I appreciate you watching, subscribing, and liking. Thank you so much. It's gonna be hot. It's already hot. I already did one project today, is doing some sawmilling, and I know you guys have seen that. It gets boring just watching me cut some lumber, but today's a little bit of a challenge, and it's hot. What I'm going to do today, what I have is, we planted our garden, and I bought this fencing to keep the rabbits and all the stuff away outside from keeping them getting in my garden, right? And it's working pretty good. And I have a charger that I plug into the 110 there, and I've buried it, the wire anyway. And then I have to go through a process of unplugging it, then taking the hot wire off, disconnecting it, pulling that post over so I can get in there to do my garden, which, you know, need to do once a day at least, right? Or every other day, something like that, to tend to your garden. I also planted some fruit trees. Walk over here by the fruit trees. They're in this area over here. Sorry about shining that up to the sun. They're in this area over here. Grass is kind of tall, so I gotta watch where I'm walking, because copperheads, I like the deeper grass. So anyway, back on topic, I have my fruit trees. I can't remember if I've shown these yet or not, but I planted them over here. I got 2 pear trees, because you got to have 2 for those. I bought 2 pecan trees, and they're not looking good, so I may have to go reinvest for the pecan trees. I've got 2 plum trees. These 2 have to have a mate, so that one's already got fruit on it. This is a peach tree, and it doesn't have to have a mate. At least it said that on the sticker. So the problem is, start off talking about electric fence. Problem is the deer. They come in, they already cut that one in half. They bit the top off of it. They eat some leaves and stuff off these trees because I'm sure they're pretty tasty. So what I'm going to do is put an electric fence around these. Now, it's like it's trees. Why do you need electric fence around trees? Well, I'm putting an electric fence until they get big enough, which could be a year. I don't know exactly how fast they grow, you know, so that a deer can't bite it in half and kill the tree, you know, that type of thing. So I'm just going to put a perimeter around these 5 fruit trees and 2 pecan trees. Like I said, those pecan trees may end up being replanted. But anyway, so I got in there and weed eated, brush hogged with a small little brush hog weed eater thing yesterday, and I'm going to put a fence up. Now, back to the garden. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the electric one over here, because I will not have to get in this area very often, just to cut grass once every 2 weeks, if that. So what I'm going to do is run an extension cord around near the tree line over to this area here, and use an electric fence charger. Electric fence charger. And I'll use a battery one, solar battery one, on my garden. The solar battery one, you know, they're $100 give or take, depending on the size you buy, has an on-off switch. So I won't have to unplug from a power source every time I get into the garden now. So I'm just going to switch the power source, I guess you could call it, from one to the other. So this will now be solar operated, and the one over there will be plugged into an electric. Now you're like, well, the extension cord, yeah, why don't you just buy another solar one? I might. I want to see how well this one works on this, and they you know, I'm seeing nothing but positive reviews on these things. So anyway, that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm gonna get my stuff organized and get over there and start working on it. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get up here, try to drive this metal post down in the ground, And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the metal post with PVC pipe, so it won't be a good conductor of electricity. Or I will drill 2 holes in each one to put those metal or those plastic electric fence wire connectors, I don't know what they're called, on it. So, but anyway, I got to get these poles in the ground first. You could hear the thump right around 2 feet in different areas, 2.5 feet, something like that. There's sand rock down there. And as soon as it hits that, it's pretty much, that's as deep as I'm going. It might penetrate a little bit into it, but not much. So anyway, there's one, and I'm gonna probably do away with this pecan tree here, just because it's not growing. And if I put another one, I'll just probably move my pine tree and strategically put it in that area, and the other pecan tree, and I know they got to be a certain distance away. So anyway, my point is, I've got to back my truck in this area, make sure that I put the pole right in this area, then I'll be able to go straight across to that point over there, drive another pole right in this area, then another corner pole over here, so that I know that went quick. And I'll probably put one right here in the middle someplace, just to help hold it off the ground. Nice redbird. So anyway, got that one there. And again, they're not going to have a whole bunch of pressure on. All it's going to have is, look at them. Redbird there flying over. One up there on the electric line. There he goes. And the boy, because they're brighter. Girls are a little browner. Okay, so that's what we're going to see. May show me driving one more back in that area. Not sure, but that's probably what I'll do. Show you that one, and then I'll just do the other ones without showing you, because watching me physically work, not exciting. All right. I got the 4 posts driven into the ground. There's the one. You can see the one right there. Another post there, and one at the back of the pickup right there that I just finished with. I will probably have to put something here in the middle. It's a pretty long area. And then, obviously it'll droop a little bit because I'm not going to tighten it up extremely tight, because I don't have to. What I was thinking though, instead of driving another post back here, because if I get 2 pecan trees, I'll put one right there where that one has, one right there. Maybe I'll just trim off that cedar tree right there and make that a post. So it'll go to there, or maybe that one, and then from there to that pole. That's a possibility. Won't take very much just to trim that off. Okay. Design always changing, huh? But anyway, progress. That pole right there is just too tall. It was too tall for me to stand in the back of the pickup and start driving down. And if I put one here in the middle somewhere, which I'm going to, right in here, it's just going to be to hold the wire up slack anyway, so it doesn't have to be real deep or strong or anything. The corner ones, all the ones that have a little pressure on them, I drove down pretty far. We shall see. All right, it's happening. Good morning, everyone. This is a Friday, June 18th, 2021. I want to go out and show you the end of my electric fence project that I started the other day, and I didn't get the end of it on video. I was kind of in a time crunch for various reasons. My parents needed my truck and just things, so I just came out and got it done real quick. I'll show you what I did. I showed you pounding those posts in and all that good stuff. So I want to finish the project up, show you what's going on. Well, I'm walking over here. 4 years ago on today's date, 2017, I had a episode, a heart attack, where they had to put 2 stents inside my heart. Basically from that point on, went plant-based diet, vegan, and my blood pressure's down, has been down, no problems. But anyway, blessed days, right? Everyone before and after, you start appreciating things more. All right, anyway, here we are. And I know, there's a big space over there. I know that. I know you should have more poles in there and all that stuff. This is only going to be up here until my fruit trees get bigger. The deer were walking through, just taking the bites off of these trees. So I'm like, well, I got to protect the trees. I'm going to spend, time and money just for the deer to eat them. So I just put up this structure. I showed you putting those poles in there, and I know I'm going to have to do some more structural strengthening, because these plastic things aren't going to last. So, but this is what I had. I was going to use T-posts, and I'm out of T-posts, and because that's what those are designed for, and all that good stuff. So I put these on here for now, and it's holding up okay. Use a regular old, I don't know what those are called, C-clamps, but metal clamps to tighten that plastic thing down on there, and then the wire goes through that groove and goes around. I put those ribbons up there just as a visual. I don't know if the deer see that and kind of go, oh, there's something there, just so they don't run through the wire, because the wire obviously is a little tough to see. So maybe, instead of, if they're jogging through here until they know it's here, maybe it'll stop them from running through. I remember years and years ago, we had electric fences running through this property, and there were times where all of a sudden we'd hear the wires stretching, because it would go, our electric fence probably went a half a mile or a mile, in the perimeter. And all of a sudden, the wire up by our house, we'd hear it kind of go, eeks, like something stretching it. And then we'd, walk the line and find a place where probably a deer was running, jogging, whatever, ran into it, which when it'll stretch it out. And so we'd have to fix it. So that's, one of the things I'm like, I don't want them to do that here. They don't run through here much. They do walk through, and if they're over in front of my house and they see me, they'll jog away. But like I said, they weren't in this area until I put the trees here, and then they would go through this way. So they'll just go around once they figure it out. This is again temporary. This winter, I don't know if I have to have it on during the winter. Maybe, because the trees, when they go into their hibernation or whatever, for the winter. I don't know if the deer eat on them. So, but anyway, in that case, I'll just unplug it. But got that sitting there on those 2 rebar pounded in the ground. Got the ground post right there going into the unit. Plugged it in. I run the extension cord all the way over to the power pole. That's the negative part about this. And now that it's working and everything, I'll move this wire on the side next to the tree line, so that's just kind of out of the way. Not that it's a big deal, but when I mow and stuff. So anyway, I'll move it over. Side story about that extension cord right there and that roller. I don't know if that's 100, I think it's 100-foot extension cord. I bought it, plugged it in, going to use it on this section right here. And the breaker, I'd plug it in and the breaker would break over there. It'd like snap. And I was like, what the heck's going on? So I, kept messing with it and all that stuff. And then I came over here and I have a tester, and I unplugged this part and tested the end of the first extension cord, tested it, and I was like, oh, it's hot here. And then I plugged it back in and the breaker broke. So I went, okay, something's wrong with that. Well, then I find out 2 sections on this cord, which I bought for $10, which I'll be able to fix, have been cut and wired together. 2 sections. Even this, like, look at this part right here. Cut, wired together, and it has a different head on it. So, it's wired, cross-wired in there somewhere. I don't know. So that's easy fix for me. I can get that done. Just line the wires up, put it back together, and I'll have a decent extension cord still. But it's kind of funny. You buy extension cord, you think it's gonna work. I plugged it in, and that caused me about 15 minutes of searching, backtracking, finding the problem. So anyway, there's another one of my designs. Got that fixed. Protect my fruit trees with that electric fence. Then I'm protecting my garden with that electric fence. And, I may end up go ahead and getting me a solar one like I put on the garden. I really like this one now that I've put it on here. They're anywhere from 100 to, there's even a smaller one. Maybe that's all I would need for that. But I really like this solar one. It seems to be working great. Ranch Pro. And see it's beeping or blinking. So it's working. I don't know if you can see that red light right there flashing, but it's working. It's doing its business. Okay, that's it for this video. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll be getting back on some more projects, around the house and doing that stuff. So thanks for watching, and really appreciate you.